Hello, welcome to the session titled Developing Graduate Students, Engineering Graduate Students as Entrepreneurial Persons. We want to make engineering graduate students as absolutely entrepreneurial. Their behavior, their attitude, their skills, their knowledge, everything should become entrepreneurial. I am 1/12 Mandi sir, highly thankful for IIT Hyderabad students for giving this opportunity. Note the numbers, 12 lakh रुपया 1200 days. 4 साल में 12 lakhs is the expense and every day 1000 rupees is expense. Just note this. Despite best efforts, most graduate students, they don't want to become entrepreneurial and they don't want to take the path of entrepreneurship. Even their parents, their families dissuade them not to become enterprising. And youngsters and youth are eager to become employees and shy of entrepreneurial thinking as it is. There are so many people to make entrepreneurial and we have to make them very fast. And there are so many. These are the real challenges about entrepreneurship. When we talk about entrepreneurial graduates, what we mean by is Atmanirbhar Bharat, Hind Swaraj, is Swaraj Bharat, is Swatantra Bharat, is Swayat Bharat, is Swamyatha Bharat, is Swavalamban Bharat, is Sarvabhauma Bharat. This is what is being aimed at. Appadipo Bhava. I am the light. I am the light. Not just engineers, doctors, chartered accountants, scientists, but making entrepreneurial engineers, doctors, chartered accountants, scientists. This is when we say graduate entrepreneurial, we mean. What and why of entrepreneurial is not the focus of this session. What and why? क्या और क्यों? Kaisa? How to make entrepreneurial is the theme here we are focusing on. The methods, the rasta, the path, the metrics of entrepreneurial is the focus here. Here, how to be entrepreneurial is a demoed. Cases are being put on before you and let us discuss how IIT Hyderabad graduate engineers can become entrepreneurial. पैरों पे अपना खड़े होके दिखलाओ, पैरों पे अपना खड़े होके दिखलाओ, बुजुर्गों ने फरमाया की. This is a popular song. फरमाया की पैरों पे अपना खड़े होके दिखलाओ, फिर ये जमाना तुम्हारा है. This is what we mean by Atmanirbhar Hindu Swaraj, Swaraj Bharat. थोड़ा थोड़ा आय करो, थोड़ा थोड़ा आय करो, हुई महंगी बहुत शिक्षा के, थोड़ा थोड़ा आय करो, थोड़ा थोड़ा आय करो. सीखो लेकिन रखो हिसाब, सीखो लेकिन रखो हिसाब, थोड़ा थोड़ा आय करो. This is the methodology and this is the way forward to make graduate students as entrepreneurial. Thoda thoda aay karo. Little earning, little income, try to make it. हुई महंगी बहुत शिक्षा का, हुई महंगी बहुत शिक्षा की, थोड़ा थोड़ा आय करो. सीखो लेकिन रखो हिसाब. Have you maintained the hisab, measurement and also account of your learning? Thoda thoda aaya karo. This is how we take forward the session on entrepreneurial personality. Welcome to IIT Hyderabad students to Mandi sir methods of learning. Mandi, Mahamandi. Student startups, student businesses and venture projects. Learning is made into earning only to make it entrepreneurial. Learning is made earning to make it entrepreneurial. Learning is made entrepreneurial by making it smart. Smart cars, smart cricket bats, smart tennis bats. You're all engineers, you might be knowing about smart bats, Smart cycles, smart cars. Driving can be made smart. Cricketing can be made smart. How come learning cannot be made smart? Mandi sir brings the ideas how learning can be made smart. The result is atomized earning. Atomized learning. Little earning. But autonomized learning. Autonomized learning is smart learning. Autonomized learning is what makes it entrepreneurial learning. Tiny earnings, but tons and tons of learning. This is the best solution to make learning from PG to KG into entrepreneurial. Consider this proposal. Learning process is human, live, and organic process, and it can incorporate creativity, innovation, and enterprising. When creativity, innovation, and enterprising is embedded part of learning, it becomes smart. Please note that this is for UG and PG students and research scholars so that learning becomes smart. Learning is made into earning, and it's made into entrepreneurial. Mandi sir is proud of 3 unicorns put before you. Polygon, an Ethereum-based company by Sandeep Nailiwal. He is a Mandian. A deal shared by Saurchendu Medda. He's the founder of the company. He's a unicorn. Square Edge, a real estate company. It's like Magic Bricks, similar to that, but he is a unicorn. Mandi methods make Mandi students into unicorns. More you want to see? Refurbished mobiles. A Cashify. Cashify is a company which offers refurbished electronic gadgets. Trell, a social commerce platform. Jaika Ka Tadka, a cooking platform on YouTube. Bolo India, again videos company. Kisan Kirana. These are all the companies walked the path of Mandi. Learning is made into earning. Atomized earning and autonomized learning. This is the way how Mandi methods impact and creates unicorns. My dear IIT Hyderabad students, see more of the companies: freekamal.com, Quifers, Lalten, Magenta Power, EV charging station, Huawei, an alumni-based platform, Cropfield. These are all the companies walked the path of Mandi method of learning. Atomized earning. Thodi earning. But tons and tons of learning. That's the whole autonomized learning, atomized earning. The idea here is that execute, and execute. Implement, and implement. करो. करने से क्या होता है? You will get earning. Earning is followed. Only thing is you have to do it like that. And if you have done it and earned it, learning is automatic. It is default. Learning is default when you have implemented, executed, and earned it. Not knowing is not a limitation. Most of the people go back saying that I don't know. Just do it. First do it. You will automatically know how much you know about it. Note Mandi sir point. Execute, implement, earn, and you automatically learn. You must know that these two companies, Lalten and Alibaba of Indian crafts industry, is a classroom project. Classroom में किया था. The seeds of Lalten are started as an assignments in the college at NITI. Huawei, again a company, Hyderabad-based Paresh Masade. This gentleman is a Hyderabad-based gentleman. He started his company in the classroom as a learning project, and it's the execution project. Information is being executed, implemented. That's a startup. Several of the assignments he has done, part of Huawei, and today it's a big company. As a student, the assignments are being done, and these assignment is company creation, customer creation. Create a customer and create a company as an assignment in the classroom. Look at what is going to happen. These students who have done these companies, they are going to become tomorrow's unicorn, because they have already started as a student in the classroom as an assignment. Company creation, customer creation, implementation of information what they are learning: biology, physics, mathematics, chemistry, strategy, astronomy, philosophy, language, anything what you are learning in the classroom is converted into two things: creating customer, ग्राहक को बनाना है, and creating company. When company is created, when customer is created, value is created. This is the beauty about entrepreneurial learning. Oh, so many companies, so many companies. Every student has got a company in his own hand. Yes, why not? Every student can have his own company created. Every student should and must have created his own customer. Customer creation and company creation as an assignment in the college. Please understand, when you created a customer, you earn, and all these people can be creating companies as a assignment in the college. We have got a 4 crore students. Why not they can create 2 crore companies? Entrepreneurial learning, entrepreneurial behavior, skills, mindset, values, everything can be developed among all the 4 crore graduate students. This is the Mandi way of learning. Shortest period how to create a customer. Go to the Mandi, go to the bazaar, go out, get out of the classroom and meet the customer. Meet the customer with a service, product, what you got in your mind, what you learned, you just give to them. जो जो सीखा उसी को बेचो, जो जो सीखा उसी को बेचो, जब जब सीखा तुरंत बेचो. Just go out and talk to the customer, sell to the customer. See, look at. So it's just one day exercise. You understand the basics and fundamentals of how to create a customer. बेच के सीखो, बेच के सीखो. Whatever the learning which you have got it, you implement it on the roads, on the bazaar, in the Mandi. Then you understand customer creation. Once customer is created, once the company is created, you are on the path. You are already becoming entrepreneurial. Your skills, your knowledge, your attitudes, your values, you have already become entrepreneurial. Whether you want to become entrepreneur or not, that's your choice. But you are already in the making. You are already on that particular road. मक्खन मिलेगा मिलेगा, मक्खन मिलना है, मक्खन क्यों नहीं मिलेगा? मलाई को मंथन करो, मलाई को मंथन करके मक्खन बनाओ, मक्खन बेच के मनी बनाओ, मनी बनाओ, तभी आप बनेगा मालिक. The student has got lots and lots of malai. Information flow is there. Biology, chemical, AI, ML, chemistry, physics, civil, legal. Malai is given to a student. उसको मंथन करना है, उसको implement करना है. Information need to be implemented. This is called मलाई को मंथन करना है. मलाई को मंथन करने से मक्खन मिलता है, मक्खन को बेचने से मनी भी मिलता है. This is the way how money is created, value is created, and customer is created, and company is created. Look at friends. When information is implemented in the classroom, student has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phases he will go through. Creating a company, creating a customer, product creation, value creation, and money creation. This is embedding enterprise as part of engineering learning. Whatever the engineering information student is getting to be implemented so that The engineering student, when implementing the engineering information, creates a customer, creates a company, by creating a product, by creating a value, and finally, the student is creating money. Money is a test, litmus test. In this process of engineering information implemented, created company, created customer, created value, and further converted into money, it automatically develops knowledge, skills, behavior, attitude, values, ethics, relationships, everything is developed. The student who implements engineering information and creates value develops knowledge, skills, values, attitudes. This is the way how smart learning happens. The student is no more controlled. The student is no more monitored. We are going from monitoring and controlling students to higher and higher levels of learning. That is called optimizing the learning. That is called autonomizing the learning. Student has got azadi. हम क्या चाहते azadi? Azadi in learning. Azadi in implementation of engineering information. So that makhan banega, makhan ko bech ke money bhi banega. So the student automatically develops into entrepreneurial person, and the student does on his own, by student and of the student and for the student, by the student, for the student and of the student. This can be done by any adult learning students. Please understand, don't forget the number which was given in the beginning. 1200 days, 4 saal, and 12 lakhs is the fees being paid. That is the karza karke kiya hai. That is the reason why this particular thinking has come into this thing. A student should apply malai and make makhan and sell and make money so that he will become mazdoor. He develops knowledge, skills, values, attitudes, relationships, and this is the way how monitored, controlled learning converted into autonomized, completely Swaraj learning, Atmanirbhar learning is being converted. In entrepreneurial learning method like Mandi, the 4 important focus areas: value creation, waste elimination, ऊर्जा को निकाल देना, कचरा को निकाल देना, and implementation of information, and an individual learner's transformation and learning get transformed. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know how many types of wastes are there in any process. You're all engineers. You're all engineers. Civil engineering, mechanical engineering, AI, ML. You're all engineers. There are 7 wastes which are there in every process. Learning process also has got many wastes, and these wastes are eliminated in the process of autonomized learning. When student is implementing the information on his own and creating value, these wastes are being completely eliminated. Value is being created. Please understand, the waste is eliminated means value is created. And more important thing is, an imagined way, in a completely, in a innovative way, value is being created. Information is implemented, churning happens, and this churning happens, this implementation happens in terms of several assignments over 4 years of engineering. For example, every year there might be at least 10 to 20 assignments. So that 4 years there may be around 4 into 25, about 100 assignments are being done, and all these assignments are being made into a garland, a chain of assignment, blockchains, assignment chain. A company is started by a student is nothing but chain of assignments. But how do you arrange this chain? There is a design principles come into the scene. You can redesign the parts of the assignment in such a way that a completely innovative company can be created when 100 assignments are being combined into. And this is self-determined, autonomized learning mode. It is actionable. It is editable. Check कर सकते हैं आप. It's augmented and accelerated learning. Please understand, you can edit whether you are learning or not when you became your own implementer of your information, and the value created will tell you whether you are learning or not. How much you are learning, whether you are learning or not, is being given as a feedback, and learning is made into earnable. Learning is made into earning. The key is this. When learning is made into earning, wastes are eliminated. There is a requirement for मलाई को मक्खन बनाना, and मक्खन को बेच के पैसे बनाता है, and this becomes completely accelerated learning. Friends, this is not theory, it is the examples are being shown to you here in terms of unicorns being made and hundreds of companies are being made through Mandi model of learning. Hello Sardarji student. Mera Sardarji student has posted this message on his Facebook page saying that parenting is very exhausting, but do you know it is very rewarding. Look at the mesmerizing smile of that small baby. It is so rewarding. You forget, you overcome complete exhausting. Parenting is very, very exhausting exercise. Please understand, if parenting can be an exhausting and rewarding, how come learning cannot be? All human processes, learning is one of the most pious learning activity. Youngsters, 20 years, 23 years, people are putting their best efforts and completely their mind into it like that. It is the most rewarding process. Actually, learning is much more rewarding than parenting. You can get the rewards very clearly. Parenting requires 9 months time to get the reward, but learning can make it happen the very same day. Immediately and instantaneously, learning can be getting you reward. That is the whole Mandi method of learning. Learning process by default emits value. This is a natural process. The reason for it is that learning is a human process, a live human process. If in any learning process, the value is not generated, there are some faculty, there are some academics who says that there is no value generated here. In such cases, the argument is that such learning is not real learning. That is dupe. That is jute learning. So invariably, learning emits value. Most of the academics don't know how to recognize it. If it is not recognized, it goes waste. That's the problem. Second, academics also don't know how to harness it. Please, collecting, collating, collaborating, creating is important. Unless the value which are in very, very atomic level, particle level, small, tiny, minuscule level need to be collected, then only it becomes bigger. In the honey drops, for example, honey is not available in kilos. There are drops, small drops are there. Honey bees collect it and combine it, the honey becomes like that. So harnessing is the process. Third thing is that cachifying it. Harnessed value need to be cachified. Academics usually pay less attention for cachifying and also much less attention for harnessing it, and they don't see the reason. They don't see a need to harness and cachify. measuring and monetizing. They don't see this thing. And one more important thing, the learning cycle led by the very small batches. In lean startup, in lean manufacturing, it's not the longer, bigger batches, but small batches will produce and more productive. Learning for a student required to be smaller ones. It cannot be 4 years startup. No, it should be everyday startup. And 1200 days, every day, 1200 startups can be there. One day startups can be there. That's how value is being created. And value, encashing value, harnessing is not a crime. Otherwise it will go waste. Saraswati required to be converted into Lakshmi. If it is not converted into Lakshmi, we will not be knowing the value of worth of how good, how big, how worth the Saraswati will not be. Only to know the Saraswati's worth, a part, a fraction of that Saraswati required to be converted. Nobody is saying that everything should be converted into commercialized and cashified, but a part has to be done. It's a fair process. Friends, there's a great opportunity for graduate students to convert their learning, everyday learning, into cash. The endeavor of making graduate students as entrepreneurial must focus on 3M, that is monetizing, measuring, and making. I will repeat, monetizing, measuring, and making. There are people who focus on one of these things, neglecting other two. For example, engineers might be focusing too much on making part, making and making and making, whereas B school students and also business students will be focusing more on monetizing part. It's natural, but the submission to engineers is that monetizing is not a bad idea to start with and proceed towards making part. Monetizing in a short cycles is far better process, and it motivates the students also. And monetizing will also be able to give an account of measuring part also, because measuring is reflected in monetizing. And more important thing is that this monetizing and measuring is required for all types of education. It's for social sciences, B schools, engineering students, and law students. Why not? Some people might be thinking that engineers doesn't require monetizing. Everybody requires it. So the 3M process, the monetizing, measuring, and making, is required for it. Some people think that students should have curiosity, passion, and aspiration, jignasa, junoon, or akanksha. Their focus is more on personal attributes rather than outcomes. Entrepreneurial learning, Mandi method of learning, focuses on outcomes, method, metrics, and outputs, not on the individual's personality traits and also aspects of individual like that. Jignasa, Junoon, Akanksha, Hareku hai bhai, and come out with the objective processes so that everybody can be applied. The more important thing is when the monetizing happens, the rate of learning get accelerated, and it will be increasingly further and further increases. The beauty about is that when it is not measured, one doesn't know whether somebody is getting more or less, whereas monetizing propels to do more and more and more. So the deeper and broader learning happens because of monetizing and also measurement. What all discussed is developed with the a theoretical background of all these theories. Saraswati, effectuation theory, Martin Lucas, value creating pedagogy, learning method of Babson College, NEC, and Steve Blank, customer discovery, customer creation, and Lean Startup by Eric Rice. You must note that Lean Startup by Eric Rice is one of the fantastic method where engineering lean principles are being applied for startup making, and we use startup as part of learning. And Gandhi's Nai Talim is also the fundamental thing in the whole process. And further, Government of India and AICTE, Minister of Education's attempts on student startup policy also forms backbone for this thinking and this work. Friends, there are certain videos which are in circulation on YouTube saying that engineering college subjects, engineering learning is wasteful for the engineers. No, it is not. There are videos which are being circulated. You should understand that when monetizing and measurement happens, when information is being implemented and impact is generated as inflows and converted into cash, the same criticizers of engineering becomes praisers of it. The problem is that it is not being done. That is the reason why these videos are all floating around. Let us sum up what is our student startup. A student startup is done in a college, and startup is done along with the studies, and it's very tiny. It's not big. It is as small, as tiny as it can be. There are no employees. There are only founders, there are only partners. There are no employees. Okay. It is very ad hoc existence. It is not permanent 360 days, doesn't work. It is done for 3 months, it's for 1 week, it's done for 10 days, it's done when the college is not there, when students find time, and there is no investment, and it is also zero investment. It's only pocket money, it's only laptops, it's only the mobiles with which the company runs. There is no office, there is no receptionist, there is no investment. This is the vision of a student startup. So student startups work when studies are very low. You know, when studies are very low, only exams time studies are very high. Okay, it's a guerrilla kind of thing. It's a gig style working. Gig style, no? आधा घंटा मिल गया, फटाफट काम करके निकल जाता है. That's kind of startups which we are looking at. And please, startups are not meant for investment, what you call scale up. No, they are meant for implementation, starting and surviving and seeding. It's not for scaling. This you should understand. And student startup is not meant for making a career of an entrepreneur. No, not at all. It is for a learning tool. It's like any other simulation, lab work, what is being done by the students in the college. And this is a new way of doing. A startup doesn't mean that you should not go to lab work. You shouldn't go to the lab and do it. But you have a lot of time where you can also do a student startup. So whenever you find time, whenever you got a time, you should be making use of it. And there are certain projects which can be converted into startups. There are certain assignments done which can be converted into part of startup. So, and one of the most important thing is that startup, whether it is working or not, will be understood not by what is being done working, but it is what is being earned. Earning is being done is a more cash form में देखना है कि starting success or not. The idea here is not successful, but it is idea here is that working and early failure, and the failure is not fatal because it is very small. Okay, start early, fail frequently. This is the whole philosophy like that. And startup is done along with the studies. What is required is that it is not a genius student who has got a great entrepreneurial ability. No, any stupid student can also do it. And the idea of a student startup is that anybody can do it. And startup is done only for academic work. Startup is nothing but converting all the academic labor into a startup. So it is not a separate extra parallel outside, but it is part and parcel of regular learning. This is the feature and profile of a startup, which in short is being given to you. There is certain enterprise ecosystem available at IIT Hyderabad, fractal system, minor, dual degree, semester break, and also tech incubator. They're all fine. Some of the things probably can be taken up or basically value creation and cashifying it, startups, how startups can be created. These are 4 points probably will add value to this. And engineering students having 4 years of their time available, easily they can make wonderful startups. But the assignments, the information related to each of the particular degrees, application and implementation of it as part of their startups, so that these assignments will be emerging as startups and values created and cashifying will add value, and it will lead to amazing kind of entrepreneurial development among the students. To give a closure to this particular Mandi method of learning, the crazy idea being put forward is the why not engineering students are taught their engineering in such a way that they retrieve the cost of their learning as part of their learning. For example, if they are spending 12 lakh rupees in 1200 days of 4 years, can't they make 1 lakh rupees in these 4 years? Can't make earn? No, please, it's not working as a intern in some company and making 1 lakh rupees. No, it's not. Student on their own, by implementing their own learning by themselves, they earn 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, 6 lakh rupees, 12 lakh rupees. Can you imagine if they earn 1 lakh rupees or 12 lakh rupees, what happens? They don't require a job. They become so entrepreneurial. They become so confident. They don't need a job. This is the beauty about it like that. पढ़ाई की खर्चा पढ़ाई में, पढ़ाई से पढ़ाई के लिए निकालो. जितना सीखा पूरा बेचो, जब जब सीखा तुरंत बेचो, जहां सीखा वहां बेचो. Retrieve the cost of their learning then and there, cashifying measurement and making automatically happens, because when you are cashifying you require to measure it, so measuring will lead to making also. This is the simplest way through which we can make every graduate students into entrepreneurial. We have in India 4 crore students studying in UG and PG colleges, and we are spending almost 4,000 crores in a year. Higher education budget is. Let it be added. Monetization, Dravyikarana, monetization of learning is not commoditization. Anything can be monetized, and students in their young age of 20 years and badly need money and they are getting value, why not? Actually, it is called Inam, Insan and Iman. Inam, it's a gift, and Insan, it's a very, very fair process, and Iman, it's garv ki baat hai. It's a kind of a pride kind of thing. So it is Inam, Insan and Iman, gift rather than commoditization. The students are intelligent and they are every day imparted with information. These intelligent students every day can implement the imparted information in very imaginative way, and they can do it instantaneously without waiting for number of years till they should pass out. That's a beauty like that. Intelligent students implementing the imparted information in an imaginary way, so that, and they also do it instantaneously, and they can create impact on the customer. The impact on the customer creates income and also inflows to the students, which is cash. And this process will develop for the student insights. The information, when is implemented, insights will develop. It is not just alphabets, it's not just numbers, but they are meaningful, impacting insights. This is called knowledge. Knowledge is different from information, and this process also will lead to ingraining among the students entrepreneurial skills called skills, attitudes, values, will also be ingrained among it. The whole process of putting information, implementing it, creating impact, getting inflows, developing this process is entrepreneurial. And the whole process can be done in very, very lean way. It's an experimenting. The focus is on customer, and the student is focused on learning, and he'll be looking for feedback when he's talking to the customer. And he will do it just all this exercise, not in the classroom and laboratory. The student will get out, go to the bazaar, talk to the customers, and it will be done in a small batches every day as a company, day to down to dusk kind of thing. Or they will be able to counting on whether they are learning or not. This is all lean manufacturing principles are being imported into this process. And not only the everyday new information, but also earlier information is reused. That's a beauty like that. Earlier customer is again approached. Do you know that getting a new customer is very, very costly? Rather, talking to the same existing customer is much easier. Same way, making new learning is difficult, but making new learning with the old learning is much easier. So this is a very, very quick process. Please, today we are talking about innovation. We are not talking about research and development. We are not talking about patents. They are also there, but the R&D, patents, publications, this is a long drawn process. What is required today is a quick, fast approach. So the information implementation is basically quick process. Look at today, the co-vaccines, how quickly these particular vaccines are being created. It used to take 10 years, 15 years. Today it has just happened in 10 months. That's a beauty like this. And the whole process is authentic, automatic, auditable, accessible, autonomous, and action oriented. It's also atomic level. It can be done by anybody. Any college can do it. We don't require top class students to do this process. Any medium class, medium range students also will be able to do it. So Mahafizil district-wide students also will be able to do this particular process. That is the beauty about this entrepreneurial approach. Coming to the summary of how to make graduate students entrepreneurial. Very simple. It is information implementation, create activities, create work and working of this information. So we would like to have more of projects, assignments, and week assignments, summer assignment, course related assignments, final assignments, and projects like that. You know, summer projects, final projects. All these projects should and must become part of a company creation and customer creation and value creation. Three creations. Customer is created, value is created, company is created. This will give entrepreneurial kind of thing. And the most important thing is that an entrepreneurial kind of thing is that when we can make a student entrepreneurial is that ये कुछ पैसे बनाया नहीं बनाया, कैशिफाई. जो कुछ student cash बना सकता है, that is the litmus test that he is or she is into entrepreneurial mode. It is not money minting. Some of the people think that it is looting. No, it is not. An young man making money is highly appreciable thing, and that too as part of studies, for the studies, and by the student, and for the studies. That's a beauty. IIT Hyderabad students, you are welcome to attend my session, and I'll wait for you on Saturday 11:30. And you can visit my YouTube channel 1/12 Mandi sir, 1/12 Mandi sir. There are many more videos. I request you to have a look at these videos so that you understand what is that. My submission, Please don't attend my session if you understood after looking at the videos. If you don't understand something, if you can't understand something, come to the session. Without seeing the YouTube channel, I request you not to attend my session, because you will be wasting your time. Okay, my request to you is that you will be seeing the YouTube channel of 1/12 Mandi sir on YouTube, and come for the session. Thank you very much. Let me see you on Saturday 11:30. Thank you very much. Namaskar, IIT Hyderabad students. Thank you.